So if I find myself lucky enough to be in the position to sign contracts for the purchase of a home, what are the things I need to do on the front page of the contract?
Okay, so on the front page, we call it the schedule, and it lists out obviously the key points of the contract. So most importantly, of course, is the property. Make sure that you're buying the right one. Of course, then it has details of the seller, the agent. We're looking at what settlement period we've got. So say if you've negotiated something different to the contract, make sure you check that.
And we can just cross it out and change the date?
Yeah, you can hand amend if you've made an agreement prior to the auction or whatnot. It will also tell you if it's sold with vacant possession or subject to tenancy. It will tell you what goods are included, so generally things like the window treatments, like blinds and curtains, dishwasher, that sort of thing. Then of course, your names, your full legal names as they should appear, because that's what's going to go onto the title. Your solicitor's details or your conveyancer's details, the price, of course. Then there's also a spot for the deposit. The front page normally does say 10%, but there is a box next to it which allows you to select 5% deposit. Then you'll go ahead and sign. Usually the agent will witness for you. They get dated, and then we've got a binding contract.
Okay, and there's also a box that says tenants in common and joint tenants. For a buyer, which box do you choose?
Yeah, so this is relevant when you've got more than one buyer, because there's a few different types of ways that you can own property. So the most common way is called joint tenants. And this is most common particularly for couples. It's going to be the family home. And the reason that this is the most common is if in the unfortunate circumstances somebody passes away. In this circumstance, when it's owned as joint tenants, it's automatically passed on to the surviving person. The other option is called tenants in common. This is less common, but there's a few different reasons that buyers might choose to do tenants in common. And it's because you can choose different shares of ownership. So rather than doing half each, you could choose 70-30, you could do 1/4, 3/4, even 1%, 99%. Sometimes people do that because they want to reflect how much each party has contributed towards the purchase price. Sometimes people do it for tax purposes, right? Because say if you're buying an investment property, your rental income, tax deductions, capital gains, all of that sort of stuff is going to be in proportion to your share. So if that's something that's relevant to you, we recommend speaking to a tax accountant to figure out what's the best circumstance for you.
And so it's best to have those conversations before signing the contract?
If you can, yeah, absolutely.